Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another new movie review. Today we're going to be reviewing another Netflix Stephen King adaptation, 1922. Before I get into this movie review, I want to say a huge thank you to my patrons. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting this channel. It really means a lot to me. You can find more info on my Patreon page at patreon.com/NightmareMaven, or there'll also be a link in the description and a clickable thingy at the end of the video. Also, really quick, just doing some housekeeping at the beginning of this video, don't mind me. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A for my next Weird Wednesday video, so not this coming Wednesday, but the next one, the one following. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A, so I'll be making this announcement at the beginning of every single one of my videos this week, so feel free to comment a question about anything, horror movies, about life, about the sky, about animals, about anything. Feel free to ask me about anything, either on this video or on any of my videos this week, and I'll also post stuff on each of my social media sites, so feel free to comment there as well. My self-conscious self doesn't think anybody's gonna ask a question, so as of right now I'm gonna answer every single question, so don't worry, it'll be in the video. If by some weird strange miracle I get too many questions for one video, I'll just split it into two videos, so don't worry, your question will be answered. So the movie is about a simple yet proud farmer in the year 1922, obviously, who conspires to kill his wife for wealth and ropes his son into doing so as well. All right, so let's get right into what I liked about 1922. One, I really liked the score. It was pretty simple. It wasn't like too complicated of a score, but I really liked the kind of repetitive themes that kept coming up in the score, particularly this like very kind of like, the only way I can think to like describe it is like spiraling and kind of dissonant like run that it kind of ended up like symbolizing when Wilfred, our main character, our simple yet proud farmer, is starting to get like a little homicidal or have homicidal thoughts or go a little bit crazy, and that theme keeps repeating. And I don't know, music is just so effective in movies, and I really enjoyed the music surprisingly in this one. I also liked the other theme of rats. I know that sounds funny saying the theme of rats, but there's a lot to do with rats in the movie. So like I said, Wilfred conspires to kill his wife, and it's not a spoiler that he does. This happens within the first 10 minutes of the movie. He kills his wife, he dumps her in a well, and like as her body is decaying, like rats kind of like infest all over it, and the rats start to kind of haunt Wilfred. So they slowly start to infest his barn and then his house, and then they follow him everywhere, wherever he goes, wherever he tries to escape what he's done, the rats follow him, and that's kind of like the signifier, you know, that's I thought they kind of came to represent his guilt. Like rats you kind of tend to see as like carriers of disease, so you know, they're kind of carrying his guilt, which is like slowly infecting his mind throughout the movie. So he goes from being super confident in his decision to kill his wife, like it's gonna make him more well off and he'll have a successful farm that he can pass down to his son. But then after he does it, a lot of bad things start happening, making, you know, making his son Henry believe like their home is now cursed because of what they did. So the rats kind of symbolize that, as they slowly just infest everything, just like the guilt is slowly taking over Wilfred's mind until it becomes too much. Speaking of Wilfred, Wilfred is played by Thomas Jane, who you'll remember from Deep Blue Sea. I just did, not just did, but I recently did a stale movie review on Deep Blue Sea. He's in that as well. He does an awesome job as Wilfred, for sure. I think this is another one of those movies where I can only imagine the novella, like it's probably mostly in his mind. I think maybe not as much as Gerald's Game, but probably a good amount, I would imagine, is in his mind. I haven't read 1922 as well. I actually never heard of it. I didn't realize it was a or Gerald's Game I at least knew right off the bat it was a Stephen King adaptation. 1922 I didn't realize was, but yeah, anyways, he does a really good job. That was the point I was getting at. He does a super good job as Wilfred. And again, speaking of Wilfred, he, like, the character of Wilfred, or Wilf as he seems to be called by most people, very odd shortening of that name. He's such an interesting character in that you don't know whether you like him, like you're rooting for him, or you hate him and you think he's, you know, evil and homicidal maniac, or you feel sorry for him. And I think at different points in the movie you actually feel all of those things for him, but that's always a nice journey in a movie too, or, you know, you're following this one character and at first you're kind of rooting for him, like, yeah, his wife's a kill her, get her, and then you kind of see how evil that's kind of made him, now that he's been able to actually go on with murdering his wife, which I won't spoil anything else, but you know, some of the the things he concocts in his head to get away with it. You're like, he's really evil. I don't know if I like him anymore. And then by the end you feel really sorry for him, or at least I did. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And I liked it because it was just a simple story. It wasn't too complicated. There wasn't some stupid twist at the end where it was aliens or something. It was just like a simple, very like Telltale Heart-esque kind of story where it's, you know, mostly about guilt and what that does to the mind, and, you know, somebody literally going mad with guilt. The only thing I didn't like about 1922, and this is more just like I wish they had done more with it, was like the man inside Wilf. So in the narration, Wilfred is talking about how he believes that every man has another man within him that is like, that's not him, that's like a part. I don't know, it's hard to explain, like, because he doesn't really explain it too much in detail either. And that's kind of like, at least in his mind, that is like his excuse for what, not like an excuse, but his like reasoning for what he did. The man within him hated his wife and, you know, was the one mostly responsible for killing him. Does that make any sense? I hope that's making sense. But like at that time in the narration and kind of at the end is really the only time where they mentioned that, like the man inside. And I kind of wish they had done more with that, which, you know, I could be just completely off base with this because I haven't read the novella, so maybe that's all. Maybe there's no more to the man within, but I would, if there is, I wish they had done more with it because I was interested. I think it was kind of just like a way for like Wilfred to kind of describe like another part of him, or maybe like another personality or something. I don't know. And the cows, the poor cows in this movie. The poor cows in this movie, that's all I'm gonna say. At least it wasn't dogs, but it was cows, which might as well just be giant puppies. Like, so was 1922 worth it? Sure. I'm not gonna say a resounding yes, but I wouldn't recommend you not watch it either. It is a Netflix production, so you should be able just to pop over on Netflix and see it any old time you like. But it's a nice, I think it's a nice movie for when you don't know what else you want to watch. And that's kind of when I decided to watch this movie. I didn't really know what else, you know, nothing, like no other like new movies that I could have picked like really sounded good. Like I just wasn't excited to watch anything else. So I was just like, let me watch this one. Like I've seen it a few times on Netflix, and then I was surprised that it was a Stephen King thing. But it's a nice kind of like filler movie when you just like can't decide on anything else to watch. That being said, I'm gonna give 1922 a 3 out of 5. On IMDb it has a 6.4 out of 10, and on Rotten Tomatoes it has an 88% critic score and a 61% audience score, which is not bad. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.